Right, okay. I stood up for Israel. I stood up for the people of Kashmir, which is Indian. But then I get death threats. Now, those death threats are from white British, who I believe one or two of them have links to the far right. Now, that is honest opinion. That is what has happened. I have made myself more secure by basically moving my location. Bob on the far right is a fascist. Tenkoni is a fascist. I believe that this is a loose the far right is a very loose affiliation. They are doing it through people who are probably not that well educated, and like I say, if people are prepared to actually sort this out, then maybe we could move forward. But I have strong reason to suspect this has come from the far right, and the fact that I have stood up to Bob. So this is very serious. Now, honest opinion is one of those things. Bob is preaching a false gospel. Bob is basically going to completely turn off those people who need to listen to what is really going on in this country. Bob should stick to critiquing other religions, because he certainly doesn't know Christianity. So this is what going down to Speaker's Corner gets you, and I will be at Speaker's Corner as soon as I can. I will face down these threats. These threats, by the way, are the fact that I potentially can be a very big ally of the so-called patriotic movement. I was jailed in February. Someone asked me in Speaker's Corner, and they were good at spotting whether someone was actually telling the truth. I was put in jail for 10 days by Judge Cooper of Aylesbury Magistrates for my own safety. Shit, I wouldn't want to go somewhere where he was actually trying to harm me. The corrupt prison service. I wear disposable contact lenses, and they don't palm out my eye, by the way. I'm starting to carry spare when I come to Speaker's Corner, as you do. But the funny thing is that, no, it's not funny at all. Now I think this is more incompetence, but they said, oh, we can't get you contact lenses. Fucking stupid British idiots. And I ended up on a wing where I was completely blind. I didn't even see the fucking attack coming. I had to put my tooth back. That hurt. I can feel a lot of pain. If that... Got to keep this clean. If that C had come near me and I'd have seen him, he'd have been rugby tackled or kung fu kicked on the fucking floor. I was violently attacked, and thanks to an Indian doctor, they didn't put me back blind. So this is how corrupt the British system is. The judiciary is corrupt, the police are corrupt, and I even think the NHS are corrupt. I will do it again. I take 15 mg of mirtazapine. I mean, half the fucking country's on that. I do it to get some sleep. Well, getting some sleep when you've had death threats is not great. And what Bob does, because he's a fascist scumbag, is he goes, oh, you're mentally ill. Well, no, I'm ADHD and autistic. And with a skill that you're actually quite scared of me in the park because you can't even have an argument with me. You are misleading so many people, and I think this potentially has links to the criminals who Bob hangs out with. So Bob hangs out with criminals for sure. Honest opinion. This is a death threat. It's not from the Islamists, I don't think. I don't think so anyway. Could be, could not be, don't know. But these are from people who are... The worst thing about the Bobites is the hypocrisy. Now, I've also been in a WhatsApp group, and I said quite clearly that if we don't have some discussion soon, I may as well tell, people about the anti-Semitism. But I mean, I've spoken with these people a few times. I'm sort of thinking, is it worth it? Like I say, you know, when you stand up to Bob and then sort of several months later you get credible death threats. These death threats have been coming for about 3 months now, but this one was very, very shocking. The attack in prison was very, very shocking, and again it was from white British. Why? Because I know the accent. So I think we are now dealing in a country full of gangland. Now, the source of the rumour will be dealt with this week. It will be dealt with. So, whoever thinks you can do this kind of shit to me, I will follow the advice of the great Donald, President Trump. Tosi hangs out with anti-Semites. This is how serious this country's become. And all he does is love the sound of his own voice. So, you know, I'll stay safe. I'll be fine. I'm moving soon. I'm moving town. I'm going back somewhere else. Don't worry. I'll be back.